Barcelona and the Smith of organizer Junior Attack Victor, yes, and all of it opposite.
We have here, this one says, "Hi, Sister Orlando and Brother Charles. Hope your night was cool.
Sister and brother.
Please help me wake my family. Wake Sister Endurance, Jennifer Musa, Nice Boy, Evelyn, Sister Mary from Ewotubu, Mrs. Oyelola with Omomo Cry from Ernest Baba E. Thank you so much. Good morning, KUF. Today, the precipitation for rain today is at 12%. No, this morning is at 12%. And basically, the highest temperature is at 32 degrees Celsius. And the lowest temperature for today will be at 23 degrees Celsius. So, you'll be asking me, when is it going to come? When is the rain coming? Okay, let's expect the rain from the hours of
telegrams without wires. And eventually, he did succeed, to an extent. Then, from radio, let's cross to television now. The first major event in history to actually be televised
is the crowning of the Queen
Elizabeth II on this day.
Come to News Dawn on KU 92.7 FM Benin City. First, the headlines. Edo State records 41 new cases of COVID-19 as national figure crosses 10,500. Presidential task force lifts ban on religious gatherings. Concerned youth protest over rape and murder.
And on business, Nigeria's equities market opens new month on a positive note.
And in sports, General Troy wants Ebelechi Eze to commit future to Nigeria.
Details of these and more after this break. I am God's Love, Orlando. COVID-19 cases in Nigeria increased further on Monday with 416 cases reported by the country, even as the nation intensifies efforts to flatten the curve of the pandemic. This takes the country's total infections to 10,578, out of which 3,122 have been discharged, with 299 losing their lives. Data from the NCDC showed that the cases were spread across 19 states and the FCT, with Lagos accounting for the highest number of infections for the day with 192 cases. Rivers 33, Delta 5, and Ondo State recorded 3 new cases. Meanwhile, Edo State recorded 41 new cases of COVID-19 on Monday, the highest daily record since the index case. This brings the total number of infection in the state to 325, while 243 persons is the number of active cases, with 69 persons discharged, while 13 have been lost so far from the virus. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 has lifted the ban on religious gatherings in the country. Chairman of the committee and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, made the announcement on Monday during the regular briefing. The PTF is spanning 7 conditions which are currently being considered before the final reopening of domestic flights following weeks of lockdown. Siddiq said the conditions during the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 in Abuja and 108 its displeasure over the high production leading the nation to a paltry. Consequently, the Senate trillion naira 2020 revised budget came to the fore when officials of the corporation appeared before the Senate Committee on Finance. Trouble for the nation's main income earners started when its chief operating officer upstream, Engineer Yemi Adetunji, was called upon by the chairman of the committee, Senator Solomon. He also denied allegations that the police station where the after this break. Please stay with us. Presented his nomination form to the government. The minister, however, assured all Nigerian
62 ra 080-097-00-0010 Ujirege enwa ayahin magmo coronavirus na bege ba o KUFM 92.7 oyuna yawewe.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to News Zone on KU 92.7 FM Benin City. On business news,
tension between the United 2.29% major cities in the country, which in 3 trillion naira from 13.1 crowds at bank branches FIRS says such certificate or acknowledgement will
Round of applause to you, okay? So that's it. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Bella.
Bella, how old are you?
8 years old.
8 years old. All right. I'll pick a number.
Number 1.
Number 1. So tell me, what does Farmer Joe use the money he makes from selling his grains to do? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, what does Farmer Joe use the money he makes? Bella. Bella, can you hear me? So tell me, what does Farmer Joe use the money he makes from selling his grains to do? The money he makes from selling his grains, what does he use it for? Okay, absolutely correct. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. What's your name?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
What is your name?
Marvelous.
Daily in my hand is the Punch newspaper, and the first headline here says Madagascar's COVID government opens churches, mosques, and relaxes curfew. NIS introduces passport reminder system. Labour begs Abdulrazak to pay 30,000 naira minimum wage. Kanu councillor arrested for alleged diversion of palliatives. Court remands 3 suspected killers of NYSC members. NMA resident doctors knock Abiodun over comment on strike. COVID-19, Bello declares 2-week lockdown in Kogi local government. Slain Katsina district head buried. Investigation begins. Palliatives, pharmacists decry alleged neglect of Rivers widows. Lagos State government hosts drive-in concerts. Happened also in Abuja. And moving on, Lagos dredges 235 channels to curb flooding. Bayelsa posts 1.2 billion naira IGR for March. COVID-19, Ekiti inaugurates lab, plans 400 tests daily. Abduction, the security conscious cartels churches. And still on the Punch newspaper this morning, Rivers begin decontamination of schools and markets. Kaduna tests 29,771 households of COVID-19. Navy donates palliative to FCT communities. There will be heavy flooding this year, says federal government. Rivers launches free bus scheme. FCT inaugurates community policing committee. Nigerian researchers developing COVID-19 preventive vaccines. Science academies call public funding of research. Igbo community gives palliative to 100 Cross River aged and sick people. 4 die as fresh Ebola outbreak hits the Republic of Congo. And finally, protests in Edo over rape, death of Uniben undergraduate. And there you have it on the Punch newspaper this morning. And now let's move over to the Vanguard newspaper. NDDC in need of effective cleansing. Loretta Onochie hits back as Dangiwa Umar says he feeds on fake news. And still moving on, that's the social media aide to the president, by the way, Loretta Onochie. And moving on, Edo 2020, 7 APC governors meets Oshomole's NWC over Obaseki. Court stops Governor Obaseki from arresting Oshomole. It is too early for 2023 politics, Emmanuel warns. Direct primaries, give us your membership register, INEC tells parties. Edo 2020, 18 local government chairmen support APC indirect primary. Fuel price goes down further to 121 naira 50 kobo per litre. NDEP donate 25 million naira COVID-19 relief items in Rivers. Equity dealer set for boost from MPR reduction. Richard Akinjide in his own words. That's an editorial there. Couple arrested for child abuse in Lagos. Why does Buhari want to weaken governors? Find out who said that. COVID-19, NDE begins production, distributions of 20,000 face masks in Sokoto.
This one says sex with someone from another house Moving on, still on the Premium Times this morning.
In the striking position in Manchester United. Marcus Rashford has tweeted congratulations to Odio Igalo over his the extension of his contract at Old Trafford. Well, in the Bundesliga, we had a game yesterday, and Timo Werner, that guy can just not stop scoring. He scored his 25th goal of the German Bundesliga season as RB Leipzig. They kept pace with Borussia Dortmund in a race for a top 2 finish. They won their encounter 4-2 in an entertaining game in Cologne. Well, we also have Jurgen Klopp saying that he has missed football so much, and he is super delighted to be back with his very special team as they continue their bid to win a first ever English Premier League title and a first league title since 1990. In boxing, Floyd Mayweather Jr., he calls himself the best ever. He has been rated the greatest of all time by a reputable boxing outlet talking about Box Rec. And then we'll also be looking at some other things happening in boxing, because we understand that Carl Frampton has revealed that he has been told to get ready for a fight at the end of July or at the start of August. And there was professional wrestling last night, so we'll be looking at what happened on Monday Night Raw. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KFM at Benin City. My name is Saliu Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Ibracadabra. Sanofe Francis, the Sports Berlusconi, is also on the show with me this morning. Francis, good morning. Let's begin from and talk about the president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick. Well, because of what's happening with the coronavirus and the reduction in revenue for the NFF, Amaju Pinnick is saying they will have to look for ways to, curtail all of these pressure that is coming their way because of. And some of the things that they are going to do is that the beach soccer, the Super Sound Eagles, those who play on the beach, and then the futsal, talking about the five-a-side teams, that they will reduce funding for this squad, and even for the under-age football, the under-17 especially, that you may have a situation where they will not be paying them camp allowances and mark bonuses and all that, but they will be getting 100% of tournament winnings before they just give them something out of it, and the NFF keeps the rest. So what they are looking at now to reduce the cost of football because of the pressures from the coronavirus pandemic is that they would do some of these things. First, beach soccer.
English FA age competitions within the.
It is still subject to sports development. So this is that something like this would happen now, but that's January 30, 2021.
United getting that to give them the best. I don't know if they will send big name striker during the summer, but
even those who have symptoms, we have those we have treated have all become
modesty.
And for the past 2 seasons, Leipzig, it's fair to say that it's a little bit bigger to 30-25 goals right from his days at Borussia Dortmund, and continue to work harder. I hope, though he's fantastic, and Siemens positioning is
RB Leipzig 58. All you guys have heard of possible and park their vehicles, then tune the fans come in to say, okay, you cannot go beyond to put that live.
I see the fourth one, the other person will say to their football club. Fans go to not just to buy more flags or buy some say their team around and all that stuff. So for them, the live on the big screen is fantastic.
Okay, that wasn't the only game. The Danish Super Liga. We also had another away from 25 and Brunel and some other places.
We that are not even close to football tend to see right there and the touchline. We lost to former Arsenal manager. There was that next season. After that season, he went out of coronavirus.
Staying in the 20th, we as journalists got to know and consulted, about restart of some of the.
I mean, you cannot get in football club. Liverpool's captain, Jordan Head, president, they are playing president, and they are not playing president, and then just completed for them to play in the
government say anybody will want
it's very close to that. It's going to be boring.
All right, so that is the situation. Real Madrid will be playing the Alfredo Di Stefano, the most in demand strikers right now, since they are going to up their interest now in him. That is if they come now for at least one more season. It's not going to live for free again. Stay until the end of this. David Luiz, a new 1 year. We will discuss the possibility of in-game in England is only at the end of matches or before matches that you can. It might be that though the personnel that you selected, there is no
matches, and Man City win all their matches. Who will win the league? Fantastic from beginning. That's not going to be possible. 9 games, no. But if they do, City will win. Good day, guys. I am really happy La Liga is resuming soon, and I hope my team, Barcelona, maintain our slim lead to win the title.
Don't forget, you can listen to us anywhere in the world, either by visiting our website at www.kufm.net. Crews and carrier crew. Efforts are being made to ensure that they get their license valid again for operations. He noted further that the medical aspects also need to be considered, as every pilot has a license which must state that he is able to carry out operations. According to the aviation minister, even the airports need to be prepared to adopt new way of life which must reflect social distancing. The minister said although the aviation sector is the worst hit by the COVID-19 lockdown, caution must be taken to ensure reopening in a very orderly and organized manner. And the Senate has expressed its displeasure over the high cost of oil production, leading the nation to a paltry marginal profit of $3 per barrel. Consequently, the Senate called on the federal government to expedite its diversification efforts of the economy. Information on the high cost of oil production, which is $21.02 per barrel, almost equaling $25 per barrel oil price benchmark fixed for the 10 naira 509 trillion 20 revised budgets, came to the fore when official cooperation appeared before the Senate Committee on Finance. Trouble of the nation's main income earner started when its chief operating officer upstream, engineer Yemi Adetunji, was called upon by the committee Senator Solomon Olamilekon Adeola, APC Lagos West, to explain why the oil production in Nigeria is far higher than those of oil-producing countries of the world. Senator Adeola, while the cost of oil production in Saudi Arabia is $4 per barrel, ease and restore confidence of Nigerians to the process were needed to enhance the value of the green passport. And coming up in a moment on entertainment news, music legend Majek Fashek dies at 57. This on entertainment. Produced by Blessed, the high priest that never lies, and according to people I know, this is who he was. You know, he said it, he sung it as he saw it in the world that he lived in, and he was a man of truth. Plus, he was a man who called the rain. You know, there's this documentary I was watching about Majek Fashek early this morning about how he was performing, and he stopped and asked the people, should I send down the rain? Should I call down? Lloyd have escalated over the past week. Meanwhile, 4 police have been shot and injured in Missouri, and 2 people reported killed amid unrest in Chicago. The protests began after a video showed 46-year-old Floyd being arrested in Minneapolis on 25th of May, and a white police officer continuing to kneel on his neck, even all. If you stumbled on the picture that I'm speaking, plus, you know, he's one of...
For the way BETC do, especially for Unibel
we don't create a Uniben dedicated feeder, 33 feeder for Uniben, for those Uniben, UBTH, Federal Government College and College Road for Technical Road for Benin. So we don't increase power to all those areas. So we don't move them from the local feeder the day before. Now we don't give them their own dedicated feeder. So 33 dedicated feeder. So all those places, all those UBTH, Federal Government College, College Road, Benin Technical College, now they're going to get almost 24 power. So for all those people we don't look at the day before 33. So we don't, that place don't be vacant now. So we want to say we want to connect some other areas like Utubu. Because most people from Utubu they complain very well. So we don't reserve that feeder for the customers with the Utubu. So in the coming days or weeks, those people from Utubu will begin to enjoy.
And it will still be almost like 24 hours light.
It is on estimation. We can't take their load through waiting with the call billing calculator. Has a waiting on they use and how much will they bring owner. When they fill this form, we'll go back to our system. We ensure they get waiting they call equity and fairness. Waiting be equity and fairness. Say you know pay money for waiting you know consume. And me will be in this you pay me waiting you supposed pay me. Now we they call fairness with that one. So when we don't settle all this matter soon, then we will begin the process of reconciliation. Why we start the process of reconciliation finish here? Even if we discover say true this also amount now the actual debt you they owe us. It's not necessary that you will pay 100% of that debt. No, we know say everywhere things tight, especially even as we did so easy for anybody. But we'll talk of how we will reschedule this debt for you to clear the debt. If you say maybe our plan like this, first installment, second installment, third installment, okay, we will agree, you put them into writing. So when you do all that, the next process we will talk about na metering process. This metering process they very, very necessary because we want to say all our customers that we are bringing, we bring them on a very, very clean sheet. Be the one where you will go carry old debt. No. People will not get meter location, especially if now maybe transformer that is what we will ensure say what advise them metering plan. And merit, say meter no be the parties where we they call meter asset provider there. They one of the basic criteria.
Now the work they from get come out because people are supposed to enforce, people are supposed to implement. Now then they try cover the matter. Like I said, like I talk, let me make one example now. Why be say when Nigerians travel out to these global societies that they behave themselves now because they know say when they catch them there's roots. Do you understand? Sin is only sin when there is law. So government go take over the matter, ensure enforcement, ensure implementation, look again into the Rape Act and
Hello? Hello? Big Jeff? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
now policy intervention, make government revisit the Anti-Rape Act. Make them do something about them and make them try publicize them.
Because I bring magic to sports presentation and analysis. So now Francis, the sports Berlusconi is also here. Now Francis, let's begin from home. We hear that the proprietors of Remo Stars, talking about Kunle Shoname, and the proprietor of FC Ifeanyi Uba, Senator Ifeanyi Uba, they are going to lead a 6-man committee of the Nigerian Private Investors Football League NPIFL to their maiden meeting in Abuja. The meeting is going to hold on Saturday and it serves as the first for the proposed league and also for all the of the registered and intended private clubs to come together to deliberate on registration, getting approval from the authority, setting up of committees to oversee and discuss other issues like partnership, sponsorship, and club registration. Now, the president of Go Round FC, Felix, and the chairman, Dynamite FC, Bernard, our man here in Bernard Joma, here in Benin City, and of course we've got proprietor Yarma FC, Al Farouk Yarma, then the chairman City, Ekene Adams, they are other members of the committee, sided with the responsibility of registration of the league. Now, if they do this, you would be surprised that you might just be having a super league of football clubs. It could start growing, and then you could have something like the South African Premier League. That's how it started. They had the regular league before, but some clubs decided to pull out and then started. You could be surprised that we may have some English Premier League that we have right now. So from things like this could develop and then become something else.
This enmity between two. I see you, I don't like you. I have a friend, but thank God that God has changed him. His mentality these days is kind of different. Growing up, he used to hate a particular religion because he belonged to this particular religion, and he doesn't want to be associated with this religion.
Across 3 consecutive weekends, 2 on the 5th and 12th of July, and a 3rd in and Austin Theory. They came to the ring and then beat down on Alistair Black and Humberto Carrillo, who came to assist him. The United States Championship match, Kevin Owens versus Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews just won the championship last ended, but later Asuka and Nia Jax got involved in a brawl, and Asuka was able to hit. Nia Jax was able to hit Asuka with a close line, and then she stood while Asuka was riding in pain. We had Drew McIntyre versus MVP. Drew McIntyre won this fight, but immediately after he got the win, Bobby Lashley and then applied. Oh, first time caller. Let's welcome you. Please move away from the radio. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening. How can you be my humble servant, a 79-year-old man? I beg you, you are not. You are not.
But I think the death of this daughter will tell us very well. And I don't know what you are going to do. This arrest will not solve the problem.
Yeah, but if you are listening.
As well, the real Soba on Twitter.